Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Happy 2022. I hope you guys all had a really great, fun, healthy, and safe New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I was in bed by 10 o'clock on December 31st, so I had a fantastic New Year's Eve. And then I took a little bit of time to just regroup, mellow out. You know, December is a crazy month. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, and I feel like it really takes a toll on my mental health just because there's just a lot going on. So when it comes time like the first week of January, I'm like, I need a vacation from like myself. So I am glad to be back. I am ready to jump into some makeup. My boyfriend bought me this palette that I've been lusting over ever since I saw my friend Alyssa, who is Alyssa Blends here on YouTube. I saw her play with this and I was like, oh girl, I need that. It's so gorgeous. I was just so sad because this shade right here, it came shattered. It was sad, but there's still enough that I can play with that color because, you know, the olives in here are really what I was looking to try out and play with. And I think that's what we're gonna play with today, is a nice olivey, like smoky eye, I think is what we're gonna do. So if that is something that interests you, let's go ahead and get started. My skin has been here's the thing, is I have oily skin, but this time of year, it's like, I don't know if it's dehydration or what, but my skin like hurts, you know? I don't think that it's dry because, like, as you can see, I'm still like producing oil. So the first thing I'm gonna do is moisturize my skin just to give it a nice drink of water. And I'm actually gonna use the moisturizer that I use at nighttime, which is this Belief Aqua Bomb. I use this at night just because it's like a mask almost. I mean, it sinks into the skin, but it's like a lot thicker than the one that I use in the day, which is the Summer Fridays, like cloud something. It's in a pink jar. I'll put like a picture of it somewhere. But that's the one that I use every morning, and it's really, really good because it quickly sinks right into the skin. And while I'm at it, I know I'm going to do my eyes first, but I'm going to go ahead and prime just because when I use this primer, I like to put it on way before I start all my face stuff. So this is the Vitamin Enriched Face Base by Bobbi Brown. This stuff is so good. I've talked about this very many a time, but it's just like a primerizer, I think that's what it's called. Oh my gosh, it feels so good on the skin. Like I said before, I'm gonna do my eyes first. That's always usually what I do unless I do a very bare bones eye look. Here she is. Here she is. It's 2022 and my dog's still tapping on my door. Okie dokie. So the first step for my eyes is always to use my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. It just looks like this. It's like a very nude. It's like a cream shadow, but it dries to a powder. I don't even know how to describe this, but I use it every single time and it works like a charm. So like I said before, I'm going to be using this Blend Bunny Surge palette. There's so many gorgeous shades in here. I've never used this brand before. I did a look last night for an Insta post using this, and let me tell you, she's not lying when she says like the shadows blend themselves, but it's really gorgeous. You have this whole row of neons down here, and then you have whole row of shimmers, and then the rest of these are just really colorful matte shadows, which I love. So we're gonna focus a lot on this, on like these two outer rows right here that have all the greens and blacks and stuff like that. You know, I'm a neutrals girl. I like my neutral eye looks, so for 2022, I kind of just want to put a little bit of color incorporated with those neutral looks. So we're going to do some olive today, even though I know that's still like a neutral color. Don't come for me, I know. I'm actually going to bring you guys in just so you can actually see what I'm doing on my eyes. So I have like a vision for this look, but I don't know how well it's going to come out. And I want it to be really sharp. So I'm going to take a piece of tape. And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put it here and take it off a few times as I like rip my tan off. I like to do this, I forget, I think it was Casey Holmes that taught me this, but she said don't put like a piece of freshly sticky tape on your eye because you'll like wind up hurting it. So she said take it on and off a few times on the back of your hand And I was like, why did I not think that? Ripping my eye skin off with a fresh piece of tape. Okay, so once you have it, I kind of line mine with my lower lash line. You can do whatever you want, however you want it to look. The first brush that I'm gonna go in with, sorry, this is gonna be a little bit chaotic because I know what I want, but I don't know how to do it. I'm actually going to take this angled, like thin angled brush, and I'm gonna take this black eyeshadow in the shade Vinyl right here. I'm gonna start with my darker shades, I think, rather than go the other way. I think I wanna do darkest to lightest. So I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna dip it in Vinyl ever so lightly, and I'm going to take my mirror because I can't see, and I'm just gonna go against the edge right here, keeping my eye open so that I know what it's gonna look like. And I'm just gonna flick it in. This is a good brush to do it with because it's like pointed, so you have a lot more control over where things go. And don't be afraid to like get it on here, you know, like get it on the tape, because we're taking it off. It's gonna look sloppy now, but once you take the tape off, you're gonna be like, oh my god, Caitlin's a genius. I'm gonna take like a clean, fluffy brush and just blend in. Then I'm gonna take my Morphe M506 and I'm gonna take this olive shade called Locked. I'm gonna take it on my brush and I'm just gonna blend from out here in. I think I want to bring it up here too. And I'm actually just gonna go ahead and layer it on top of the black because we can always bring that black back. And make sure you pull it, you know, all the way out to give yourself that nice cat eye look. Then I'm gonna go back in with that sharp pointed brush. This is, I don't know if I told you guys what this is. Now it's on the floor. I don't know if I told you guys what this is. It's from the Morphe Ariel collection and it's a A16. This is a good brush. And I'm gonna take that Vinyl black shade again. And I'm just gonna pack her on. Kind of stamping it at first and then blending it out. Clean brush, I'm just gonna hit the perimeter. Then I'm gonna take this color right here called Alive. This is the one that was shattered. Looks like such good color. I'm gonna take that on this fluffy Morphe Ariel brush. This is an A20. Looks like a Sigma E25. It's very fluffy. And I'm gonna take that shade Alive. And I'm gonna hit the perimeter. This is what it was missing. Was that gorgeous? That is a gorgeous shade, that Alive shade. And I'm just gonna pack more of this Locked color on. And then what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take this Hint color right here. That one right there. It's very like minty green. I'm gonna take that just on this dense flat brush. This is a Sigma E54. It's pretty dense and nice and flat. And I'm gonna take that Hint shade and I'm just gonna lighten the inner corner up. That looks so nice. And then once you remove the tape, you are really so sliced. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this eye and I'll be right back. I swear I like make things harder for myself when I do my eye looks. I think it's just like an act of self-sabotage. This eye took me like less than 5 minutes because I did it a whole different way. I think it's like I get nervous once the camera's on and I like forget what I'm doing. I'm gonna use this older, well not older, this is an oldie but a goodie. It's the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I used to use this a lot in like 2019, which is weird to think that that was 3 years ago, but it's by Makeup Revolution and it has like this giant wand. This used to be really popular. So I like to just go in, swipe it on. And I do use a sponge with this foundation just because I like the finish that a sponge gives me. Do you guys put foundation on your lips? I hate when I get foundation on my lips. Just like grosses me out for some reason. I don't know if it's because of like my sensory issues, but I just, I hate it. And yes, I know this is a lot darker than my actual skin tone, but I self-tan because I have an allergy to the sun. So I'll use my foundation to match my face because I don't put the self-tan on my face because I have sensitive skin. And it also just, I don't know, self-tan on the face is so hit or miss. Like it either looks really good and really believable, or it looks like you have a mustache, which is totally fine if you want one. It's just not the look that I'm going for. I am so shiny, but my skin is like the episode of SpongeBob. Okay, so I moved you back out. I'm sorry that I keep moving you in and out, but now we're going on to face, and I want you to be able to see what I'm doing on my skin. So I don't know if I want to do cream contour. I'm gonna do it. I'm actually gonna do it. Why not? I'm gonna take my Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Fair. This is my favorite cream contour. It's a little intimidating, but she blends like a dream. And I'm gonna take my Luxie 512 small contouring brush, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna go to town. I'm gonna chisel the heck out of these cheekbones. I'm gonna give myself a new face because I deserve it. And now you guys probably know this, but always make sure you go like above, like you blend up and you go a little bit above where the natural contour of your face is. And I just realized I forgot to put on concealer. So we're gonna do that next. I always forget that I have this concealer and I actually really like it. I like the way that it applies. I think it's just the shade that I didn't like and that's why I don't use it as often. But this is the Wet n Wild Megalast Incognito concealer in the shade medium neutral. This is like very inexpensive and a good concealer if my memory holds true. It's an interesting applicator, but I'm just gonna, yeah, it was the shade. This is like kind of dark. Oh my god, this is really dark. But I remember that it had good coverage, so if anything we can lighten it up with another concealer. I'm gonna take it on the other side as well. I feel like it is canceling out a bit of the blue though, which I appreciate because I got some discoloration under my eyes. Okay, that actually worked really well. The viewfinder, it looks good, but I am going to now take my 16-Hour Camo Concealer by e.l.f. This is the matte one in the shade Medium Sand, just to kind of lighten up. Girl, this looks old as hell. I'm just gonna put it right there. Just to brighten up. Because that Wet n Wild concealer was a bit too light. I mean, it was a bit too dark. So that's just gonna lighten everything up. I'm actually gonna take that e.l.f. one down the center of my face. To bring some balance. This is an e.l.f. sponge, by the way. I've had it for forever. I got it as like a free gift when I bought one e.l.f. product, but I think they're inexpensive and they're really, really, really good. For powder, I'm gonna take this Essence Brighten Up banana powder, and I'm gonna take it on this e.l.f. small tapered brush. This is another e.l.f. product. This brush is so good. I've had this for forever and it's lasted through a lot of times, man. Just to lighten up even more under my under eyes. Because this is a somewhat dark eye look. I want to make sure that, you know, I have enough balance in my face everywhere else. For bronzer, I'm going to take my favorite bronzer ever. This is the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Bronzer in Shady Biz. Such a good bronzer. This is what it looks like. It is matte and it blends into your skin so that it doesn't even look like you're wearing bronzer. It just looks like you were kissed by the sun. I'm gonna take this Morphe M530. It's perfect size, but this brush sheds like you would not believe. So if you're gonna get it, just be warned. I mean, it's still standing, but I find these brush hairs everywhere. I used to use a very like big bronzer brush, and I realized that that was kind of messing up my makeup because you have like a lot less control over where you place the bronzer. Next, we're gonna do blush. Now the blush I'm gonna use is from Essence. It is a very pale pink blush, very nude color. This is called The Blush and it's in the shade Befitting. This is another product that's like $3 or something crazy like that, and it's so good. I'm gonna take this angled contour brush, this Sigma F40, and pat it. I'm not brushing it in yet, but I'm just patting it on back here just to deposit the color. And then I'll go in and blend if I feel like it's necessary. But usually this patting does the trick. I haven't done my makeup in like forever. Just because like I said, it's been a lot. The past month was a lot for me and I just needed like a break. Not that makeup stresses me out or anything, but you know, I just needed time to relax and like unwind and be okay. Now we're gonna do lower lash line. So I'm gonna take that Locked shade, that deep olive color, and I'm gonna take, this is another brush that's from that Morphe Aerial collection. This is an A19. I'm gonna take that Locked shade and I'm gonna just press it up against my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take that fluffy brush again, that one that we used with the shade Alive, the shattered shade, this shade right here. I'm gonna take the same brush, this A20 from the Morphe Aerial collection, and I'm just gonna run it underneath. And I'm not gonna connect it with the top just because I like how sliced it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go do my brows, do my lashes, and then I will be right back. So I will see you guys in just a second. Okay, so I put my lashes on and I ran some Brow Freeze, Anastasia Brow Freeze through my brows. And then I actually used this brow microfilling pen by Benefit. I've had this for a while and I never really used it, but it just, like, it has a tip like that. It's kind of like, I like don't even know how to describe it, but it's like, you see, like you draw brush hairs on. It's really cool. I really like it. I use it mostly just to fill in the ends of my eyebrows because that's where I have a bit more sparseness. I used my Arsonist lashes by Molten. These are my favorite lashes, and I put them on in the new way that I've been doing my lashes, which is I pretty much just like cut them in half, and then I start it like here so that this all up here is my real lash and this from here on out is not. And I feel like it kind of lifts my eyes too, which helps because I have very downturned, deep set eyes. So to finish up this look, we're gonna do lips, and I know you're not gonna be surprised when I pull out this lip combo. You know what, maybe I'll do something different. Maybe I'll use like an actual bullet lipstick. Don't kill me, but I am going to do a nude lip. I'm sorry, but it's just what I know and what I feel comfortable with. If you choose to recreate this look, you guys can do any lip that you want. You could do a black lip, that would look really cool. You could do like a deep burgundy. You could do a nude, you can do nothing, you can do whatever you want. I am going to do a new lip because it makes me feel good. So I'm gonna take my favorite liner. This is the Artist Color Pencil by Make It Forever in the shade Wherever Walnut, and I'm just gonna really overline my lips. For my lipstick, I'm actually going to take a drugstore lipstick. This is the Maybelline matte lipstick in Daringly Nude. I used to wear this all the time in college. It's a really good lipstick. It's really moisturizing, but it's still matte. And I'm just gonna put her on. I'm happy with the way that that looks. So the last step, as always in my makeup tutorials, is to just bring back my birthmark. So I'm going to take my one size gel liner pen, or gel liner pencil, in the shade Point Made, which is just a nice brown color. And I'm just gonna bring her back. And we are finished. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have stayed this long and are still watching, thank you so much. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. I had so much fun playing with this palette. This is a really gorgeous palette. I don't know how much it was. I know I can probably go look it up, but I want to say it's around like $50, $40, $50. But you get all these shadows and they all blend really well. So if you're in the market for a new colorful palette, I definitely recommend this one. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you liked the video, please make sure to show some love, as it greatly helps me out and I immensely appreciate it. If you have not already, please, feel free to stick around, stay a while. We would love to have you here on this channel. And that is all, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next one.